how did you decided that this is what I will be doing for the mains preparation, and what exactly you did, and till which month you actually studied for mains examination? What was your daily routine look like? What exactly did you do for this year's attempt for ethics?
I joined the ethics course at Vajiram and Ravi.
How exactly you tackle that? How to identify the right source? How one can stick to it? And then how did you plan to revise all of that? Because without revision, 3 do's and 3 don'ts that you will tell to the aspirants out there. So how exactly did you prepare for the CSET draft? Hello everyone. I welcome you all to Vajiram and Ravi. And today we have someone who has secured all India rank 47 in this year's civil services examination in our very first mains. So Nanna, heartiest congratulations. How is it feeling?
Sir, I'm feeling very happy considering how I'm getting very congratulatory messages from everyone around me. And also it has been a journey of 3 years. I have been preparing for 3 years. So getting results for my hard work feels very good.
So Nandana, this was your first mains, and overall it was your second attempt. So in the first attempt, you could not qualify prelims. And that happens with a lot of aspirants out there, multiple attempts and they will not be qualifying prelims. So can we just walk through your journey when you failed prelims in your first attempt? And then what did you think? How did you gear up? And how exactly you prepared your mindset for next year's attempt?
Sir, regarding my first attempt, I have worked very hard for that, and I have cleared the GS also. I had 91 marks for GS, and the cutoff that year was 75 for GS. So, but in case of CSAT, I scored a bare 65 marks, where I missed the cutoff by around 1.6 marks. I was very sad at that point of time because I have good marks in GS, yet I am not writing the mains. But that year's UPSC results has motivated me a lot regarding how the first 4 rankers had their first mains that year, but still they got a single digit rank. And also the rank 2, 3, and 4, the Garima Lohia ma'am or Uma Haradi ma'am, they have failed their CSAT last year also. So I tried to analyze my failure and their victory regarding how they came back from that setback. And I understood that it is not only the prelims, you have to prepare well for mains so that even when you clear prelims next year, you can clear all the stages. So I started preparing for mains for around 6 months. And after that, I went back to prelims as well as CSAT.
So maybe this year your own journey will inspire a lot of aspirants out there who might not be clearing prelims this year, but perhaps next year they will get top rank in civil service examination. So talking about this inspiration, talking about this journey between prelims and next year's attempt, whenever you got your prelims result and you did not qualify, after that, how did you decided that this is what I will be doing for the mains preparation, and what exactly you did, and till which month you actually studied for mains examination?
Sir, after my prelims failure, I joined a mains test series, and along with that, I made a proper schedule. I made a daily planner in my Google Sheet where I divided the main subjects into schedule. And in my first 2 months, around June, first 3 months, around June, July, and August, I tried to get a feel of it or tried to prepare for mains with whatever I can. And I used to give mains test even though I haven't cleared the prelims. After the mains test got over, I got a feel like this is how one should prepare for the mains. Then I started making notes for mains. I took all the previous year questions of the mains examination. I understood the keywords that were asked in the PYQs. I made a list of all these keywords that were asked, and I took A4 sheets. I made notes. My notes included all the value addition points, including examples, data, such kind of things. And I repeatedly revised it till around October last week. Till October, I prepared only for mains, and also I used to write essay in every week. So essay preparation was also going parallel to it. In November, December, and January, I had an integrated preparation. I used to prepare for both mains as well as prelims. In February, I shifted to prelims only mode and prepared for prelims only.
So, if at macro level, if I can just summarize your relative allocation to prelims and mains, I would say till September, you prepared as if you are writing mains only. After that, you geared up with respect to content part, and till October or October last, you were again focusing on mains, and after that, it was prelims come mains preparation till January, and
Yes.
then you focus towards your prelims preparation. And Nandana, this is exactly what Vishal also said. I was discussing with Vishal yesterday only. He got rank 56 this year. And I asked him that how exactly students who are not able to clear prelims, how they should go for mains preparation. That he said the same thing only, that if you do not prepare for mains as if you are writing for mains, you will be wasting a lot of months. Okay, and that is something that I would like every aspirant out there to do. If in case they do not qualify prelims, they should prepare as if they are writing mains, because otherwise lot many months you will be losing out in your preparation, and when you have a target, it is easy to remain focused. Okay, so now coming to the mains preparation, and let's go a bit deep into that. After that, after that you gave your prelims, and then between prelims and mains this year's, I mean, the year in which you got the success, your second mains, in your first mains for second attempt, between prelims and mains, what was your daily routine looked like? How did you allocate a time to different subjects, your optional, your GS essay? There's so many things that is to be done between prelims and mains. So how exactly you managed all of that between prelims and mains?
Sir, my schedule was as per the needs I had at that point of time. I had prepared wholeheartedly for the GS papers, especially GS 1, 2, and 3. My essay was also well prepared. I have prepared the content and all. My optional paper 2 was also very well prepared. What left was optional paper 1. I had a base for it, but it was not well prepared in case of paper 1. And also my GS4 was left. GS4 I didn't have much preparation like I did other three papers. So I allocated more time to the GS1 paper. Sorry, sir, not GS1 paper, the optional paper 1 and the ethics preparation. In case of my daily schedule, I used to shift between the subjects. I usually study 2 hours GS, then I go back to optional for 2 hours, then I come back to GS. That 2 hour blocks, that was my daily schedule look like. And in between, I used to spend around 1 to 1.5 hours for answer writing for both GS as well as optional. In the weekends, I used to write both tests. The GS test in the morning, I revise in the morning. I will revise for the GS content I prepared. At 10 o'clock, I will be writing the GS test that week. It was a proper 3 hour test. And in the afternoon, I will start revising the optional content by around 5 or 5 o'clock. I will write the optional test. My optional tests were half tests because that's how the schedule went. And after that, I will be writing one essay also, and I wind up that week. That's how I prepared for the mains.
Okay, so speaking about ethics now, what exactly did you do for this year's attempt for ethics?
Sir, I was a person who didn't have much idea about what to do for ethics compared to other GS papers. I tried to prepare many things, but ultimately I knew this is not going to work. And it was after the prelims. At that point of time, I saw the video by Aditya Srivastava sir regarding how he joined your course and it helped him in securing the marks. So I also decided to address the weak paper that I had. I joined the ethics course at Vajiram and Ravi, and I used to attend all the classes and I made notes out of the slides you have provided. I haven't used the printed material much. I used to make my own written notes out of the things you say in class. And after revising the content that you have provided, I have written all of the examples, data, all those stuff that were provided by you. After that, I used to write the mini tests and hear the discussions that you conduct in
So
case of mini test.
speaking about mini test, there were, I think, lot many mini tests in section say and case study. I saw lot many questions coming from that mini test into the actual examination as well. So how exactly writing mini test and the discussion helped you in your ethics?
Sir, I believe that in case of ethics, more than the content, it is the answer writing that matters. Every person will have some content to write in case of ethics paper, but it is those crisp answers with examples, with addressing the proper subheadings provided by the question paper that works. Especially this year, the question was so long. I remember each question having some 3, 4, 5 subparts to address. So addressing each subpart, giving content for each subpart is necessary. In case of your mini test, there were a lot of questions that were repeated in the actual examination from those mini tests as well as the classes provided. And also in case of ethics, the time management is another challenge. When
Yes,
we
yes.
write those 12 mini tests continuously, we will get a hang of time management also. I was able to complete the paper in time despite having such a long paper in ethics. So in case of mini test, it helps in answer writing. It helps in content when we hear the test discussions that are provided. And also it helps in the time management aspect that is there.
Okay, brilliant. I think I remember your message after mains examination only, and that you found the paper on easier side. Many aspirants messaged me, sir, the language was difficult, but you messaged me just after the mains that that you found the paper on easy. Perhaps it was all your hard work that you practiced it to that extent that you found the paper easy, and all the themes that you prepared well. All the practice that you put in. I think it helped you tremendously in acing the paper in the actual examination hall. So speaking about ethics paper, usually there is a belief that case studies are more scoring and everything. So aspirant usually tend to focus more on the case study part, in the actual examination paper, and that may lead to the some compromise on the section A answer writing part. So Nandan, I would like to ask you, what was your strategy like, in terms of allocation of marks in section A and section B, in allocation of time for section A and section B in the ethics paper?
Sir, I am a person who believes that more than case studies, it is the section A questions that matters, because it is the section A that is evaluated by the evaluator when he evaluate our paper. So and also it is in the section A that we can make a difference, because in case of case studies we have or every aspirant writes almost same content, the same stakeholder approach and the same content that we are going to provide. So making a difference may not be possible in case of case studies. But in case of section A, I believe people tend to ignore it. Uh, some people allocate more time to case studies and they don't get time to complete even complete the section A. So I am a person who focuses more on section A, because case studies I believe I can write.
Actually, I think my belief is that Section A demands a lot of clarity, and the questions are also abstract in nature. Comparatively, case studies are easier in a way that long paragraphs are already given. You need to cut down information from there only, and it is bit structured. The question itself are structured: lights, merit, demerits, options, course of action, justify. The structure is more or less given by the examiner only, but in section A you have to decide everything yourself, and that's where it becomes challenging. And that is why, perhaps because of that belief, aspirants take recourse to case study at the expense of section A, and that may lead to problem. This is something that I've been telling all the aspirants out there. I'm so glad that you followed that in the actual examination hall also. So, Nandana, now, speaking about quotation-based questions. In section A specifically, many of the aspirants struggle with quotation-based question. So, how did you address quotation-based questions?
Sir, I had a very objective approach to the quotation-based questions. I had, when I was writing the section A, the one thing I have kept in mind is that I will not write an abstract answer. I will write an answer that is what is exactly asked by the examiner. For example, if there is a question like great power comes with great responsibility. I will be addressing how great power comes with great responsibility, and then what are the responsibilities associated with it. And then my next part would be if there is any possibility that great power comes without responsibility. And if possible, I will write a 1 or 2 line way forward regarding how the responsibility should be ensured when great power is in one's own hands. And for all these parts, even if there is only 1 or 2 points in each of these parts, I would substantiate it with an example that I collected from anywhere, be it the newspaper or be it the GS content or the classes, the examples you provided in class. So I used to address every part of the question, whether it is there is no difference whether it is a code based question or a long question or something. I emphasized on addressing what is asked by the examiner.
Oh, brilliant. I'm sure it would have helped you tremendously while you wrote your quotation-based questions. Now, Nandana, there's a lot of emphasis on PYQs. So, can you elaborate a bit more on PYQs? How did you prepare PYQs? This you can speak with respect to mains first, and then perhaps I will ask a question regarding prelims also. PYQs.
Sir, my preparation was based on previous year questions, because I knew in my first attempt the mistake I did in the CSAT paper was that I ignored the previous year questions, and thus I didn't understand the demand of the examination. So in my second attempt, both prelims as well as mains examination, previous year questions was the sole base for my preparation. In case of mains examination, I took the subject-wise previous year questions. I identified what are the things that are asked by UPSC and made a list out of them, made notes out of them, and prepared that. And in case of answer writing also, I used to write answers for the previous year questions myself and look at answers written by other people or provided by various websites, etc.
Okay, so and regarding prelims, how important PYQs were to your preparation?
In case of prelims also, I prepared well in case of previous year questions. It has a multiple, or the previous year questions for prelims help us in a lot of ways, including one, it helps in understanding the repeated themes asked by the UPSC. And second is that it will help in understanding the language used by UPSC, which is very much important in case of prelims. And also, I am a person who has prepared the options given by UPSC, because sometimes the UPSC repeats the options provided by them in the last few years. So I had a holistic preparation in case of prelims, especially when prelims is getting very unpredictable. I believe preparing previous year questions is very much necessary. And in both my attempts, I was able to score around 15 to 16 marks above the cutoff.
So this is what what we all can learn, that how important PYQs are, and I believe all of us know about the importance of PYQs, but only very few aspirants actually do them diligently. So this is my suggestion to all of you would be that don't just take these lessons as if there are some sermons out there and that already. Implement them. I ask these questions to every topper so that I can re-emphasize again and again that every topper has done that, and so should you if you want to become a topper in next year's journey. Now, moving beyond PYQs, Nandana, revision. Many times I see aspirants, they keep on compiling notes. For one thing, they will refer to source A, source B, source C. On Telegram, on YouTube, you would see a lot of guidance that is available, free material that is available. And because of that, sources become many. So how exactly you tackle that, how to identify the right source, how one can stick to it, and then how did you plan to revise all of that? Because without revision, it becomes difficult to actually produce that.
Sir, as a beginner, when I started my preparation in my first attempt, I had a hard time in remembering all the things, especially the standard books. So I used to revise it in a proper interval time. I used Google Sheets to track what I study in a day, and I will revise it after 7 days, around 21 days, and I will revise it before the prelims test, etc. But after my first prelims, I had a strong hold on the content in the standard books. but still I used to use this Google Sheet method. Why I study a topic or study a particular chapter, let's say Parliament in Lakshmikant, I will enter it into the Google Sheet and I will revise it in proper intervals so that it is still intact in my brain.
Okay, so revision becomes very important. And how did you ensure that you are sticking to the right source? Because there are a lot many material that is available in the market.
Sir, I have very limited sources, both in case of prelims as well as mains. Once I have decided a source, I ensure that I will never go beyond that, because it is the repeated revision that matters more than going for so many sources. You can collect things from so many sources, like in case of examples or case studies, etc. But finding so many books and reading from them may not be helping. I stick to my standard text and I revise them again and again.
Okay, so Nandana, you discussed that in your first attempt you could not qualify CSET. Although you had great marks in your GS1, but you could not qualify CSET. And I think that is the problem for many aspirants out there. They have great marks in GS paper, in your paper one or prelims paper, but somehow in CSET they are not able to qualify. So how exactly did you prepare for the CSET after that? If you can shed some light on that, it will help so many aspirants out there.
Sir, in case of my 2023 attempt, first of all, the CSAT paper that year was very tough. But
Yes.
I would not blame UPSC for that. It is my mistake that cost me an attempt. So in that point of time, it was not that I ignored the CSAT paper. I am a person who has studied bio maths till 12th. My maths is very strong. My graduation is English language and literature, so my comprehension part is also very strong. But what mistake I did was I ignored what UPSC wanted. I used to do tests, I used to attend classes and all those stuff. But I forget to look at the UPSC CSAT previous year questions. And also, due to became a bit panicked, led to my CSAT failure. So I tried to rectify that mistake in my second attempt. I had a different approach for both maths as well as comprehension. In case of comprehension, there are specific keywords that are provided by UPSC in their comprehension paper. It can be inference, assumption, such kind of things. But if we do not know the difference between an inference and an assumption, and we are trying to solve based on the passage, we may feel that all the four options are correct.
Right.
But
Yes.
because all the four options are answered to some keywords. Option A may be inference, option B may be message. So if we don't know, we feel that all the options are correct. But we have to pick as per the keyword given by UPSC. So what I did was I made notes around 10 to 12 keywords of provided by UPSC, and I try to understand what is the real meaning of that. And after that, I solved the UPSC previous year question papers keyword wise, like all the assumption questions together, all the inference questions together, etc. And then we'll get a hang of what UPSC means by that assumption. And trust me, it will work. This year, I have solved around 25 out of 28 comprehension questions right, even though the moderate level of comprehension was asked. In case of maths, it was basically practice. I used to practice maths questions from 2:30 to 3:30 in the last few months and try to ensure that at least I know how to do the maths that is asked by UPSC in last few years. So it was basically practicing of previous year questions again and again.
Brilliant. I hope it will help a lot many aspirants clear their doubts regarding their CSAT strategy, because it is really heartbreaking that although you are prepared very well in your GS, you are mains ready also, but because of CSAT you are not able to write your mains examination. So I'm sure it will help a lot many aspirants. Now, coming towards end, Nandana, you have had a journey in which the very first attempt you flunked prelims, and it would have been really shattered your spirit also. But after that you gathered, and next 1 year or like anything, and now in the very first mains you secured rank 47, and great feat this is. So what will be your three do's and three don'ts that you will tell to the aspirants out there? These are three things that you must do, and these three things you must avoid.
Sir, three do's will be: one, understand the demand of the examination by doing previous year questions. Second would be to limit your sources rather than going around for many things. And third would be practice in all the stages. In case of prelims, it is MCQ practice. Mains, it is answer writing practice. And interview, it is speaking practice. That is necessary. Don't one is that leaving that confidence in the midst of examination, like how I did in midst of CSAT. You have to be confident in case of prelims. You have to trust your preparation. And second would be not understanding the demand of the question and going around for multiple coachings, multiple sources, and multiple things, and trying to do everything in a very short period of time. And third would be not having discipline. Mere motivation would not help you in a long run, in 2 or 3 years. So having a strict schedule is also necessary.
So thank you so much, Nandana. I'm sure the aspirants would love a great deal from your journey, and they will incorporate these valuable lessons in their own journey as well, so that they can sit there where you are sitting right now. And I'm sure you are inspiration to many, And with this, we wish you all the best as your, as a career for a civil servant ahead. And to the aspirants out there, we wish you all the best for the coming prelims examination, and learn these lessons well, incorporate them in your journey, and God bless you all. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.